Hi guys, thank you for joining me for Prayerful Meditations. So today, finally got it, the Protestant rosary, so we can finally talk about it. So what I want to do today is go over the parts of the Protestant rosary and just give a little explanation about it. And then starting tomorrow, I'll actually introduce some of the repetitive prayers and talk a little more about why we do repetitive prayers. So to start out, I'm going to tell you where I got this from. I got it from Amazon, and the artist is Brenda Elaine. So it's actually Brenda Elaine Jewelry. And with it, she sends a booklet that has a lot of different prayers and a nice explanation on how to use the Protestant rosary, which is wonderful. So I don't know how well you guys are able to see this, but we'll find out. So this does have a cross on the end. I originally thought it was actually the crucified Lord on the cross. But as it turns out, it's just a pretty cross, but that's okay. It works out fine. Here's the inventory bead, or some people will call this the resurrection bead right here. And then for the Protestant rosary, you actually have, let's see if I can do this, 4 different weeks. Now, at the tip of each of my fingers, you can see there's actually 4 cruciform beads. They're the silver beads that are right on the corners of the square, let's say that. And these cruciform beads divide this up into 4 weeks. We call them weeks. There are 7 beads between each of the cruciform beads. And 7 is a very holy number, as we know. And the 4 actually goes along with the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And as far as the total number of beads, there's actually 33 beads total, which is the amount of years that Jesus lived as a man on the earth. Obviously, he came back to life, so his life lasts forever. However, on earth, it was only 33 years. So the inventory bead or the resurrection bead is something actually we've talked about before, and that you can say he is risen, you can say a specific prayer that you like, or any kind of Bible reading that a verse that you appreciate. The cross, you can either make the sign of the cross, or you can go through and do a different prayer. So again, there's Apostles' Creed, the Lord's Prayer, the Jesus Christ prayer, any of those things at all, you can say. That is one other thing about the Protestant rosary, is there's really no wrong way to do it. And there's really no set prayers. When the Protestant rosary was developed, if people did have in mind set prayers, it didn't last very long. So really, you can go through and do a different prayer for the cruciform beads versus the weeks, or you can just go through and do the same prayer throughout the entire thing and be completely repetitive with it. It doesn't really matter. Now, if this ends up not being long enough for you, or enough prayer time for you, because it is only 33 beads, just go through your circle a couple times. And if it turns out that it's too much prayer time and you're not comfortable with doing this for that long, skip a week and just go on to the end. Again, there's no wrong way to do this. Now, with this, I'll probably talk a little bit more about repetitive prayers, because personally, I find repetitive prayers to be probably one of the best ways to listen for God's voice. Because again, I'm a wiggly person. Obviously, I like to pray where I'm actually moving the whole time that I'm praying. But also, my mind is pretty wiggly. It's a little hard to completely quiet my mind down. I don't know about the rest of you, but I find it almost impossible. So if I'm saying a repetitive prayer, something that easily comes to my lips or easily can be said, then that part of my mind is occupied and moving, and the other part of my mind is able to be silent and just listening. So by the time I get to the end of this, I'm not truly paying attention to what I'm saying anymore. I'm more listening at that point. And that's where I'm actually able to hear God's small, still voice. So hopefully this has been a decent introduction for you. Again, if you want to purchase them, by all means. If you want to make them, if you have that kind of talent, I would encourage it. I've heard that actually making your own prayer beads is a wonderful experience, and actually makes it, how I put it, a lot more personal for you when you actually do go to do prayers. So I encourage that very much as well. So I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.